What's up, guys? So I'm hoping you can hear this. Now, we're talking about a hedge calculator here, right? And I just want to talk about this. A really good little sportsbook, scout.com. You got to go in here and read the article. I just want to kind of cover it for you a little bit here. Now, hedging is a really interesting tactic, or rather a method of trying to ensure profit. And I think a lot of times you hear people, well, a lot of casual bettors are just not really used to doing so. I think that kind of goes against the majority of betting styles that people initially start out with, right? They think, okay, I'm just going to bet on who I think is going to win. Why would I bet against my original initial bet? That makes no sense. I'm betting against myself. Well, it's not just clear cut like that. There's different things you can do. So I'm talking about that now. Here, hedge calculator, as you can say, you can just put it right here. You can just Google hedge calculator or anything like that you can find it. But this is one it has it on the article itself. Really nice. Just type it in, as you can see here, right? Your original bet amount, original bet odds, right? The odds that you got it at, and your hedge bet. So if hedge bet, of course, hedging just means what? Well, it's just basically about betting against yourself. Like, that's a weird way to say it, but let's just go down here. So now what I want to talk about is like just initialing profit. It's basically trying to it's trying to basically make sure you get profit. So you don't want to have, now we have a parlay, especially it's good in parlays, but I mean, even without parlays, it's fine. It's ways to kind of cover yourself just in case. It's like a security blanket right now. If you have, let's say here, you have a parlay. How do you have a parlay here? Let's say, now I only really bet MMA, but if you're doing, it's a nice little example here. Let's say you have only $5 right here. You have these $5 right here, and you got it on this little parlay here, right? You got the Detroit Lions, New York Giants, New England Patriots, Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers, right? Then these are the odds, right? They're all minus 110, right? So use a parlay calculator. You're gonna see that's another thing too, right? You want to see you can Google it, but you would say that the parlay is gonna return $126.88 because that $5 you put on. Look, this parlay, 5-leg parlay, is at plus 2,436 odds. So all right. So then let's say like this. Let's say you already have, this is a scenario here, right? The Lions, the Giants, Patriots, and Cowboys, the bets, all of these have already won. They won, right? So all of these right here, right? All of these are winning. You're thinking, oh my God, my parlay is going to cash. All of them win. And you're waiting on this last one. The last match is going to be the Green Bay Packers. And you're thinking, damn. So you have two options here, right? As I say, right? You can let the parlay ride and hope the Packers win. You just kind of, just hope they win. Or you can hedge. You think, oh my God, I'm already going to win this, but you can hedge your parlay and place a bet on the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears are playing against the Green Bay Packers in this scenario. So if you want to hedge parlay, you would put in the Chicago Bears, right? Using the hedge calculator, you plug in the following inputs, right? So just like that, original bet, you bet $5, right? And the odds on that parlay were what? Plus 2,436, right? So your hedge odds like minus 110. Why? Because like Chicago Bears, you're going to bet, okay, just in case, what if the Chicago Bears win? So their odds are minus 110 right here, right? So the calculator shows if you placed a bet of $66.42 on the Chicago Bears, right? They're minus 110. Then you'd be guaranteed a profit of $55.38. Now, obviously, like you think, okay, wait a minute. Now, I want that $126.80. That sounds better than that. Well, yeah, but the thing is, if the Green Bay Packers, if they end up losing, right, because Chicago Bears win, which maybe you're feeling, oh my God, there we are. Then, I mean, what? It's all gone. Like maybe you just lost $5, but you lost that chance to get money, right? So you can just minimize that by getting, right? You're guaranteed $55. Doesn't matter. Even if your parlay hits, okay, so if your parlay hits, so the Green Bay Packers win, all right, fine, that's fine. You just had that $66 lost on the Chicago Bears because you just want to hedge, right? But just in case if they lost, you thought, oh my God, thank God I at least put that hedge bet of $66 because you're guaranteed no matter what, you're going to guarantee this. So that $55 turned into that $5 turned into $55.38, right? So another way to hedge a parlay is a round robin. Now, this is just basically, there's a really good way to summarize it here, but it's just smaller parlay bets that create unique combinations of original parlay. So, the thing about this, so in other words, there's different ways. If you want to do that, like let's say you have a parlay like this, your 5-legger, and you're like, you know what, I don't like 5-leg parlays. I mean, obviously the odds are really good because, look, that's why you get these plus 2,436 odds. Okay, yeah, but because they obviously have a lower chance of hitting because there's 5. All 5 of these have to win. So what you can do is like, how about this? That's why round robin. Well, you can just break up. What I like to do is like when I see a Hail Mary parlay, when I see a nice little these long shot parlays, right? Okay, these 5-leggers, these 7-leggers, maybe even 10-leggers. You think, oh my god, I love he's gonna win, but odds wise, at least one or two of these are probably gonna shit the bed. They're gonna ruin it. That's why I just mix it up. Well, just okay. Instead, how about this? You can put how about a 2-leg parlay? That's why I like those 2 to 3-leg parlays. Oh, Detroit Lions, New York Giants, put a unit on that or something, right? And then maybe one of like New England Patriots, Dallas Cowboys, or whatever, right? The Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants, whatever. You can just have these, break it up into 2-leg parlays. That's another way to do it too. So really nice stuff. I mean, I think, and honestly, and this is really good for live betting. Like I said, you don't want to preemptive hedging is bad. Like let's say you already had before these games started, you're like, okay, I'm gonna have a parlay like this, but just in case, I'm gonna bet against the Green Bay Packers. Well, you don't know, because there's no point in that. Like, let's say because guess what? If the Detroit Lions first team playing and all of a sudden they lose, boom. You know what I mean? Like your parlay is dead anyway. Whatever. So I mean, it's kind of good to do kind of later on, but there's sometimes I want to talk to you about this. There's one thing, an instance of doing it. Okay, recently we've had some really some upsets that upset a lot of people. The worst would be that Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling. And I remember I've talked about this. I said it on record. I said it on YouTube and on my Instagram. I've mentioned that. I said out of the on the main card, right? We had the Volkanovski, we had the Chimaev, we had the Yan. Those three, who most likely shit the bed? Well, I said not necessarily shit the bed, but I would say out of the underdogs of those, like Korean Zombie's not going to fight. I'm sorry, not going to beat Volkanovski unless it's like a haymaker punch or something. So unless you want to sprinkle Korean Zombie by KO or something, then okay. I mean, he's probably going to lose, but just in case, if you want to do that, I don't see it happening, right? Of course, Volkanovski gets the job done. Chimaev versus Burns, I was like, well, maybe Burns could get it done because he's like higher competition. I was like, maybe he gets it out there. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe you can sprinkle on him a little bit just to hedge. And like I said, tiny units are very important, right? You have to put, okay, maybe half a unit on this or whatever. Just sprinkle. It doesn't mean to fucking bet the whole damn house in there. Don't kill your bankroll. But Sterling was known too. I was like, Sterling, I thought, okay, maybe, he's listening. I was like, out of those 3 underdogs, I was like, Sterling's got the best chance. So maybe sprinkle on him. And I should have used actually the hedge calculator, like and taken my own damn advice so I could actually made the good profit instead of just kind of minimizing my loss a little bit. No, you could have hedged on Sterling, and you would have won. And another one here too, another great one. This one's good, like Luque versus Muhammad too, right? We just had that. Well, Luque, we all thought, okay, Luque's gonna get it by KO. Okay, people thought, maybe sub him, Okay, maybe fine. If you have Luque inside the distance, you know what I mean? But people were playing that, and that was I picked Luque, but I said, we all knew, like, look, a lot of people were saying, okay, what if Muhammad just makes a boring decision? Whatever. Yeah, look, I mean, that's what he does. Look at all his wins. He wins by decision. That's what he does. That's why I said, Muhammad, remember to hedge. I'm sorry, blah. I messed up my own damn joke. How stupid. Bilal, remember to hedge Muhammad. I've been spamming that everywhere and just tell people because I don't know why you have to do one or the other. Like, either you bet on Bilal Muhammad to win by decision, or you're going to bet Luque by KO. Only one or the other. Like, why only one or the other? Like, just bet accordingly. Put in the hedge calculator, and you see, and I did. I saved myself. I sprinkled accordingly on Bilal Muhammad by decision, and really good odds, and that's what saved me. You know what I mean? And because I had a little bet on Luque by KO, I thought he could get it done. I thought I think he'd want to get it done on the feet. I mean, because going on the ground, of course, he has a nice Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but I thought Muhammad's wrestling, and I could help him to escape some sub attempts. So I thought maybe KO. But I sprinkled on that, and I hedged accordingly. And see. And I don't know why people are so upset about that. It's like, dude, with that, see, when you have a nice outcome, like Muhammad does what he has to do. He had to, he was going to do it. You know what game plan he's going to go. He impressed me by trying to keep it standing, but he was smart. He's not going to just get stand and brawl. He knew he would, throw some back fists in there, be a little wild, but then he would go back to his bread and butter, take down him, ground pound, right, get out the win. Did what he had to do, and I know no one's a fan of him, and he's just good for memes and stuff. But like, you know what? I like it. It's like a backhanded compliment if you want. But I said, Bilal, remember to hedge Muhammad. Like, he went out there and did it. I like I said, I mean, people hate on Bilal, making it boring. I'm like, I hate Peter Yan and Aljamain Sterling a lot more than Bilal Muhammad. I'm gonna be quite frank with you because at least Bilal did it. He did what he had to do. He made it a little interesting. Get his backhand in there, and he would try to go and take him down and land some ground and pound. Yan allowed Aljamain Sterling to freaking just get his back and just sit there all of round 2, and then he did a rinse and repeat all of round 3, no adjustment. Man, as whatever. And I think that was a shit decision. We still should have gotten it, but it's just like this. You know what they're gonna do. It's kind of exactly when just like when Sandhagen went up against TJ. It's like, dude, Sandhagen was winning the fight, busted TJ's face open. TJ probably lost a step after not being on the juice, and and also that being suspended for all that time. He looked like he seemed like kind of lost a step. He just won it by what? Not even really ground and pound or anything. He just by pushing him against the cage. Not even getting a takedown, but pushing him against the cage. And that's that's Sandhagen's fault for knowing, like, dude, what he's gonna do. That's his only path to not only path to victory, but because he has a striking and all that. But that's he's gonna do that. He wants to use his wrestling, and it's like Sandhagen's never filled in those holes, his grappling holes. And it's just like, you can hate on TJ all you want. You think, arguably Sandhagen won it, but it's like when you're allowing yourself to be pushed against the cage that much, you don't make adjustments. So, you can hate on him all you want, but there's certain things, you see the path to victories. It's like Bilal had by decision. You got to see it, and you got to sprinkle a hedge accordingly. So I'm sorry I went long-winded. I'd like to get your comments on there, think what you have to say about this. Like I said, it's just something to think about. I think hedging, I know a lot of bettors don't like that preemptive hedge, but there's certain spots to do. Another one, sorry, before I go, Sabatini, last card as well. Sabatini, we had him in a parlay, right? Everyone did. He was a big favorite, and I thought, you know what? I had a lot of people saying TJ Laramie, watching tape on him. I thought, hey, sprinkle on TJ, just sprinkle accordingly. TJ Laramie by decision is worth a sprinkle. I'm not saying to bet the house on it. I had Sabatini in a parlay, but just in case, because TJ, and look at that, and on face-offs they look similar size. TJ Laramie is very used to fighting, being the shorter guy with less reach, but in the face-offs they didn't look, and even in the cage, if you see, they didn't really see that huge. There wasn't a huge size discrepancy, right? There's not a huge size advantage for Sabatini as I thought, and look, and TJ Laramie had success with the wrestling just as we thought. So if he got it, he was going to be by decision. But I got Sabatini, in the parlay. And look at the cash, but just in case, I had Laramie by decision because that was worth a sprinkle. You got to also find value, and this is a big thing where people talk about always picking winners, and I get it. You got to pick winners, but you have to look at value too. Like, you don't think it's possible. Like, yeah, I thought Luque would be able to get him out there, but I thought there's value on Bilal Muhammad by decision. That's what he does. There's value on TJ Laramie by decision because like wrestling advantage. It's worth it. And you cover yourself because you're okay if that little sprinkle loses. Like, yeah, well, you know what? That's why it's a sprinkle. You cover yourself. But when it wins, you feel great. Like, hey, So that's what I want to say. Sorry for long-winded rant. I didn't want to really do a wrong rant. But please like and subscribe. If you listen all this time, I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts on this and your betting strategies as well. And let's just, hopefully let's just keep finding the value, betting in a smart way, and building up the bankroll, right? Low profit. It's a marathon, guys. Peace out.